task number 11 inside the PTE Academic. We're still inside the reading module. This task is the reading multiple choice, multiple answers. Hence the name, multiple answers, meaning there's more than one answer. Now, this is one of those tasks that didn't really change at all. Besides maybe adding one extra potential question to the test, nothing else. It's pretty much exactly the same as it has always been. And it's always been one of the least important tasks. All right, I'll talk more about it, but there's really not much to introduce. This should be one of those tasks that we don't really study. All right, so I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to give you an overview to what the reading multiple choice, multiple answers question is, and then I'll talk a little bit about the scoring. It's pretty straightforward. You already know. And then most importantly, time management. That is the most important part of the reading module. So y'all ready? Let's get into it. Here is the rundown for the reading multiple choice, multiple answers. You will be given 2 to 3 of these questions. Each question will have 2 to 3 correct answers. Each correct answer is worth 1 point for the reading. There are negative markings for this task, but 0 is the lowest score you can receive. Negative markings, 0 as the lowest score. What does that even mean? Well, first of all, in the past, we used to get 1, maybe 2 of these questions, but now it's 2, maybe 3. So you can see they upped it by 1, right? But that also means we have potential to get more points here for the reading. Now, what does it mean? Negative markings, 0 as the lowest score. Let's pretend that you picked 2 answers. One's correct, the other one's wrong. What happens then? 0. Plus 1 minus 1. You get 0. But what if you pick 3 answers? 1 right, 2 wrong. Plus 1 minus 2. Does that mean now you owe PTE 1 point? Does that mean when you go to the next task, they will deduct 1 point? No. 0 is the lowest. No negatives. So if you picked 1 right and 2 wrong, it's 0. When you go to the next task, it's still 0. There's no negative. I hope that makes sense. All right. So now let's go and take a look at what this task looks like. This is a screenshot from the official PTE mock exam. This is the closest we're going to get to seeing what the task looks like on the real exam. On the left side, you're going to get that article, the passage that they want you to read. This is quite short. In the past, it was much longer. So this will reduce the reading time. And then on the right side, you're going to have multiple options. And there you will pick your answers. This one will have more than one correct answer. And if you're not sure, just glance at the top of the instructions. You're going to see select more than one response. That's how you know this is multiple choice, multiple answers. Once again, make sure you pay attention to the time. You must manage your time correctly. As soon as you are done, hit the next button and move on. This task right here has never been an important task in the PTE, along with some other questions like these. And honestly, over the years, when I answer these questions, I just guess. I don't read the passage. I don't even read the answer that I pick. For the multiple choice, multiple answers, I always just pick one and I press next. I spend 0 time here. The reason is because I'm very confident with all of the important reading tasks. And number 2 is I want to check how significant these tasks are. And they're not significant. So I'm not telling you to guess. I'm telling you that if you were to sacrifice any questions for more time, these type of questions would be one of those. All right, so I don't recommend spending the full allowed time on these tasks. I'll talk a little bit more about that once I show you how this is scored. So let me show you the score guide. We've already seen this because everything's on the same page, right? But now we're on multiple choice, multiple answers. There are 2 to 3 of these questions. As you can see here, you get 1 point for each correct response. And then there's a negative 1 for each incorrect response. But 0 is the minimum. So you're not going to get a negative 1 or a negative 2 moving to the next task. Very straightforward, very binary, right? So again, we don't need to talk about strategy on points because it's right or it's wrong. The strategy is in time management. So remember, I've already broken down the time. If we evenly distribute the time for each reading question, we have about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now, if you feel like time is crucial and you don't have enough to answer the most important questions, this is one of those questions where we're going to sacrifice it. So if you feel compelled, like you really want to answer it, then take maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute to try to answer it. I myself always only pick one answer, and I don't even read the answer that I'm picking. But if you want to try to answer it, I recommend picking one. The reason is because to answer two, it will take more time. And if you answer two and you get one wrong, we're back to zero. So that means you spent time here and got nothing here. Does that make sense? So time management is part of the strategy. And this is one of those tasks where you apply that strategy. I hope that makes sense. So y'all ready to go to the next task? Let's go.